We tend to think of ancient religious texts as time capsules. We expect them to be sealed in amber, preserving the exact worldview of the people who wrote them thousands of years ago. The Bhavishya Purana is supposed to be exactly that. It is one of the major Puranic texts of Hinduism, and its name translates to a text about prophecies and the future, the wisdom of ancient sages passed down through millennia. But inside its third section, the Pratisarga Parvan, the ancient timeline shatters. The text provides specific details about the rise of the Mughal Empire, a power that didn't exist until the 16th century. The text continues forward, containing direct references to Queen Victoria ruling over India in the mid-19th century. It even describes British manufacturing sites and factories operating in Calcutta during the Industrial Revolution. Then there is the encounter in the Himalayas. The text describes an ancient Indian king meeting a fair-skinned man in white named Isha Masiha, Jesus the Messiah, who explicitly states that he was born of a virgin to teach the non-believers. Either ancient Vedic sages possessed absolute foresight regarding the next several thousand years of global politics, or we are looking at the remnants of a deliberate historical conspiracy. This timeline illustrates terminus ad quem, the latest possible date a text was written. The Bhavishya Purana's prophecies stop abruptly at the mid-19th century. A close look reveals why. The Sanskrit is littered with anomalies, patching Arabic loanwords and English concepts directly into the sentences. The text's historical claims are equally suspect. It boasts that ancient King Shalivahana defeated invading Roman and Chinese armies, battles that never appear in the actual historical record of his reign. The irony is that real, documented cultural blending was happening in the region during antiquity. We see it in Greco-Buddhist art, where Hellenistic sculpting techniques met Indian religious subjects. The authors of these verses ignored documented history, taking real ancient factions and scrambling their dates and locations. The timeline is structurally broken. It indicates a deliberate insertion, which points toward a specific group with the access to alter a Sanskrit masterwork. By the late 18th century, the British Empire was looking for ways to expand its influence over the Indian population, and traditional religious conversion was failing to gain traction. We know their strategy because they wrote it down. In a 1784 letter, British Indologist Sir William Jones outlined a plan. Jones proposed translating Christian biblical prophecies into Sanskrit and quietly dispersing them among educated Hindus to slide British religious concepts into the local intellectual bloodstream. Trace a specific translation error. The original Hebrew text of Isaiah uses Alma, a young woman. In Greek, it became a virgin. The Bhavishya Purana uses this exact Greek mistranslation. A genuine ancient text couldn't independently generate a uniquely Christian translation error. The Jesus prophecy was a colonial tool, a piece of theological software designed to reshape the history of the local population from the inside. It would be simple to dismiss the entire Bhavishya Purana as a fabrication, but that would miss the genuine history buried within it. The earliest sections of the text contain deeply rooted ancient lore, recording early traditions of sun worship and outlining egalitarian social structures that date back centuries. This illustrates a core difference. While some religious texts are treated as static, locked books, the Puranas operated as living documents. They were intended to be updated. Successive generations edited the text to make sense of new invaders, shifting religious landscapes, and changing global dynamics. The British colonial missionaries exploited this practice, acting as the final editors in a long sequence of historical updates to the document. These modern forgeries are now historical artifacts in their own right. They provide a record of how an empire attempted to conquer the past in order to control the future.